Yeah. Hello. Thanks for joining, whoever's on. A good host always has to hit the ladies' room just before the show. Get that mouse off of there. It's like we're going to make bunny rabbits. And of course, everybody's seen them. But for those that haven't, that's it's just a bunny head. I seen it on Hi Susan Munger. I seen a picture of it years ago and I made a table runner. There is a pattern available. I wrote the designer's name. And hello, Gladys. Hello, Darlene. And hello, June. And so, Terry. I decided I needed to make a couple more bunnies, so go live. It's like figure out what I did with all my rulers. I sat them all out here so I would not be lost. But you can still get lost. I did grab a quick lunch. It was healthier than one corner, 4.5, 4.5. It's like, got to get this cut right. So I first need a 4.5-inch square. And then I need 2. Hello, Linda Denton. Hello, Gayla. Hello, Della. So I need 2 2.5-inch by 4.5. I'll go ahead and do the 2.5. And then I'll do the trim down to the next one. It's minimal parts. Doesn't take a whole lot of material to make a rabbit or bunny, whatever we want to call. But I'm glad to see everybody catching. It's a see. I wonder why I've got the same slant, less picture. I wonder if it's because the laptop is sliding forward. Here, I'll move the laptop back again. Figure out where my blocks are. Trying not to make you guys sick. Make sure my chair's under my behind before I sit backwards. It's a headache. I will stay on as long as I can. Okay, it's a headache day. I'm sorry, Terry. They come and go. So it's like you need to do what you have to do. Okay, so I got those pieces. Okay, it does show up better up there than on my side. And then I cut a 1 1/4-inch strip and I cut a 2.5-inch strip. I don't know what brand white on white this is, or white. This is a solid white background. I buy by feel. I have a hard time buying the solid colors without touching them because they are very thin. So there's the salvage edge removed. I just need 2 of these 2.5-inch strips at 4.5. So that's all I needed off of that, but I'm going to make more bunnies down the road. Because I think I need 30 some. And then out of the 1 1/4, I need 10 1 1/4 squares. Did anybody get anything accomplished while the was on break? I went over and finished out Rita's live, ate my lunch, packed in my groceries that I bought this morning before I went live with Kathy. Checked my mail, nothing in it except for junk mail. I was hoping for some happy mail, but not today. That's 2468. There's 10. But I always cut because these little ones seem to static, and so I'm going to have 2 extra sitting over there. They seem to walk away. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but the tiny ones seem to get away. Oh, you sewed something the wrong way, Carrie? So you was taking it apart? You don't have to do anything to those 2. Hi, Mary Webb. Oh, Della's addressing envelopes for the red, white, and blue block swap. I wonder where that's taken place. Mine are all in the mail. Haven't heard of anybody receiving yet. Okay. I need to snowball the 4 corners. Lisa's, hi all, can't stay but wanted to support you all. It's been a horrible week at work. We'll catch the replay as soon as I can. That's fine, Lisa. And Linda, can't wait to get more blocks because it's been a while since I got some. Hello, Maureen. But any time is better than no time, Lisa. We all support each other. Yours is just early morning. I would have been awake today if you would have been on. I was hunting for something to do about 3:15 this morning, my time. Then if you want to chain piece these, there's also some snowballing you can do on the rabbit's ear. And beans, it's a 1 1/4 inch. I just eyeball it. Who's going to notice? Just us. But I found if I chain piece and just keep switching, I don't have to use the leader and ender. Hi, Donna Armstrong. Oh, Gladys is back to crocheting. You got past that dreaded 2nd row? It seems like that was the row that she didn't like the most. But on these snowballing, the corners or the ears, you can do the ears the same too, which I'll show you in just a second. If you, on one end, you can you snowball the same as here. But again, you have to trim. Those aren't big enough for anybody. But these do need open and press because you just barely miss it. Oh, she made it to the third row. That's good. And then on the second ear, it just clears. But if you have that other, see, they just clear. But I like to make sure it's out of my way. And then I'll snowball another piece on the head. These here are pretty easy blocks or bunnies to make. When they're all done, they're about 6.5 by 8.5, I think is the whole thing. Okay, cut that little piece off. Oh, cut this little piece. Hi, guess who, Nancy? Welcome. Hope everything's going great. Hi, Rita. It's like Sandra. Hi, hello, everyone. But welcome, Rita. I just seen you over at the other Ritas. But I wasn't sure if I was going to go live at that time. Then I thought, I'm going to make another rabbit, so why not? But the pattern, if you need a pattern, it's Baby Bunny by Coach House Designs. And their measurements could be different than mine because it's like I just seen a block and said, I'm making it. Because I do that quite often. So what I drew out might be different than theirs. And then yesterday, those tulips I made are going with these bunnies. I have 22 bunnies made all together. So just working on number 23. Okay. Well, it's like, Rita, some of us have channels, some of us, I wasn't doing a whole lot, but I've been asked to do a little more teaching. Okay. Now you'll see these two ears on the table. I'm checking to see if they're in the light where they're supposed to be. And then I'll grab a bunny off the wall. Which one? Might as well grab the same print. The ears, if you make them, like to get this direction bunny, they both go there. If you want to make the other direction ears, it's like this one, they're on the other side, because the ears of the rabbits go different directions. So it just depends. But whatever you do on which bunny you're making, make sure you have them on the same spot. And if you tend to pick things up and forget where you pick them up, just put a quick pin. With a pin that has a point would be nice. And then I put that one up there. Now I got to find it. But I think my pins are getting old. They're probably from 1990s. That I don't buy great abundance of. Because I'm not normally a pinner. The only time I pin is when I nest. When I have a seam to nest. So there's all the pieces. Are on my kite string. I'm so tired. This going to the doctor 3 times this week wears you out. Pray for my sister-in-law. Her insurance will not cover for wound care. Oh no. And she needs to go weekly. They charge $2,700 a visit. Ew. Oh, my daughter ended up in urgent care and then over to ER last night, waiting for a specialist to call back. And they called back Monday. So she just has to continue to be in pain for the weekend. I hope it isn't something that they shouldn't be neglecting. But I think since COVID, we have more, they're overwhelmed and understaffed. And it makes it hard to get things scheduled. But just pray for a quick recovery. Pick up my iron. I should have did that a little ago. No, Ronnie. Yes, it's Ronnie Terry. Yeah, she's been dealing with it. She just thought she had a stomach ache, and now they're saying it's possible uterine cyst or mass that's leaking into the abdomen. And the worst part is she's already fighting female problems. And then to add more to it. Oh, does it help if you turn your iron on? Guess I should have just kept pressing with my finger. But they told her that at first they thought maybe it was just going through the change. I've never heard of pain going through the change like that, but now they're saying they're pretty sure it's something leaking into the abdomen. They give her some antibiotic and some painkillers and sent her home. But this medical field. So we're just waiting. Melinda's already had a cyst burst and had to have surgery. It's like my girl, or Melinda's had more surgeries than I ever dreamed of. But that's what can we do? Okay. Now, for this rabbit, see, being this is a directional fabric, where does it, it's like, get this rabbit back out here that I'm going by. This ear goes that way. This goes that way. So I have my stripes going all directions. So should I make my stripe this way or that way? Oh, I think I like this way. It's like, I don't remember what my other ones are. Just had it. He's an up and down head, that one. And the other ones, everything's all the same direction. So that tells me that this piece gets sewed here and this piece gets sewed up here. So another little process. Yep. It's like, yeah. It's, I don't know what's causing it. Seems like more and more are getting something. But it's like, Gladys has her issues with her eye drops. And it could be some medication. It could be some, that causes different things. So we're just hoping that it doesn't get any worse for Ronnie on the weekend. If it is, she'll go to another ER. Austin said he won't let her put it off this time. Because she just thought she had a stomach ache with everything going on. Because they're still trying to clean up from the bookkeeper or secretary that embezzled, took money from them. They're still finding where they have debts owed or unpaid, or they can't figure it all out. It's a mess. And then she wanted to know why she was denied unemployment. I couldn't believe that one. But I will tell Ronnie that everybody's praying for her. And it's like quick recoveries for anybody. No pain would be nice. So put this back down here. So this one. It's like we used to always say, it's the family is the one that suffers the most. But it's like Austin, he's the nervous wreck because he just had that one lady pass away. So he doesn't want to lose his mama. I says, you're not. Don't start thinking that already, Austin. But it's too fresh in his mind. Sunday didn't, I think it was Sunday. She had a stomach ache, and the stomach ache keeps getting worse, and it's kind of in her back too. And they think that she has is it called a uterine cyst or mass that might be leaking. And okay, on this piece here, the ears sit over the head. But she went to urgent care last night, and they thought it was urgent there, but the specialist didn't think so. Because he told her Monday, I guess. But he could be overwhelmed with patients too. So you might have to just put them on priorities. Yeah, it's like, I will tell her that Austin was about to drive over there last night and drive her to the bigger hospital. And see, what was this? 25 minutes. There's a bunny. I'll finish using up my 25 minutes. I'll press it. No, Austin's mom is Ronnie. See, Melinda's son, Douglas, father of Coda, Aspen, and Cade. I seen him this morning. Went down, so I was late getting to Kathy's a little. But you guys didn't see me late. But that's that rabbit. It means they go so fast. I can grab some more material and make another one. But Douglas goes Friday. Is it next Friday? This Friday? I don't remember if it's this tomorrow or if it's right after work. He goes and gets his snip snip. He wants no more kids. Let's see. Let's do a pretty blue. But these are very simple. And Marla's going to make one. Her granddaughter is going to be the lucky recipient. She could be nice and make one for her oldest daughter. Make her a placemat at least. Because it is really cute to make a table runner out of 3 or 4 of these. They make a great table runner. Because that's what I have. And it's I love the airbrush type. It gives it a little bit more dimension. How many bunnies are you going to make? They are multiplying quickly. I figured I needed 48 before I did the tulips. And then I added tulips. And now I might add, well, I'm going to. But Melinda's already dubbing this one. Can you believe that? It's like, Austin says it's his and Melinda says it's hers. But if you have family that just needs a quick gift, it's like it'd be perfect to make a table runner. Okay, now I need 2.5 inch. And we don't have to feed these bunnies. They multiply without a partner. Just a matter of time. And I bet there's going. Yes, I'm going to think. Did I ever tell you I bought a quilt from Tiffany Quilting Life at one of her auctions, twin size? I give it to that daughter. No way. No. No. Really? Her dog chewed it up? Well, nothing for that daughter. See, that's what Austin's dog did. It's like just a simple McDonald's toy that Austin had. It's like, and he ate the toy. So Austin didn't collect any more of them. And my dogs never chewed anything. Oh, that is terrible. But your scrap pile's a corgi? Yeah. He was lacking something, evidently. Attention. Could be just about anything. Yeah. Yeah, that was. I understand now. It's like the dogs that was just here, the one that barked, it loves the stuffing. So I imagine it might take a blanket apart for the batting because it could be something to do with the batting. I don't know what it smells like. Uh, Austin, that's why Austin doesn't have the jean quilt yet. Because I'm trying to express to him how important it is because it does have the last of his grandpa's jeans and my jeans in it. So it's more a memory quilt that he's getting before I'm gone. But I'm having a hard time to let it go because of his 2 dogs plus his roommate's dog and 2 cats. Oh, it could. I never thought about that. It could have been the cat. Because that cat smell still goes no matter how you, or any pet, I should say. It's like you guys might even smell sugar glider on if you got something from me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I brought down the 2 because they fell off the pile. And I didn't lose it. My daughter made her mother-in-law one for Christmas. She went there. It was on the floor for the dog. Oh, no. I'm sorry for that one, too. I guess, Austin understands the quilt. And he says that if he takes it home, he will just put it in the closet. Well, you don't want it to be a closet thing either. But he said, he goes, I should have listened to you, Grandma. I shouldn't have got a dog. Because it is, especially him being so young. Because like he goes to the bigger city, if he goes there, the damage deposit just to get a dog in, if you get a dog in. There are, see, I have one quilt that I wonder about if it's still alive. Austin's are, I think she is, I think she's 2, going on 3, and then Austin's is going almost 2, almost. But he's fixed now. But then Bailey, she's almost 5, and she acts like a puppy. Oh. And Terry's story about made her bestie a quilt. And it was up in the cat tree. She has many other ones that I have made her and given her. and the puppy chose that one. Yeah. It's like there must have been one little thing. But no. Melinda, she didn't even want to sit hers on the furniture because she doesn't want the animals. So she hung her one quilt on the wall. And it was a heavier quilt because she always wants warm and soft. So I put Minky on the back. And then when I put Minky, they say we don't have to put batting. I put batting. I'm always cold. But next, it's like, can we insure them? Two cats, and I will not give her another quilt. I do love her. Yeah, my grandmother made us all a quilt, and went to my sister and brother-in-law's over on a motorcycle. Yeah. This last Minky I bought at Hobby Lobby. The other Minky I've purchased, I bought at my local quilt store. Well, that's like I come home. My grandma had a Lone Star white and yellow quilt that I had got from my grandmother because she didn't like the color. And I come home and my brother had it underneath a pickup that he was over working on, rather changing the oil, the something, just stained it unusable. That brother was kicked out of my house. He couldn't. That was my second quilt that he wrecked. I have a burn hole in my wedding quilt from I told him no smoking, and he did anyway. He got kicked out of the house, and then I come home from getting mad at that one to find him changing the oil and working under his pickup with my other one. I told him cardboard is cheaper, but he almost got his neck wrong. How do you quilt a Minky? Well, I have a small long arm. It's harder to do on a domestic, but you don't, they say you don't really have to. Hi, Pet Addie. But it's like, it needs a little bit because it is heavier and slinky because it just melts. As I put Alani's back in the other room, but it kind of melts on you. But if you get like the high-low one that I have right now, the quilting doesn't stick out as high. If you get the low density one, the quilting really stands out. But Melinda's I did with lighthouses, and then on the back I took some different pantographs that I liked, like the whale had the fume coming out, and then the waves. And when I got all done, I could see where the threads of the Minky was hiding under the other threads. So I plucked all those strings. I plucked them out of that thing. Took me another few days to pull all those out. But you can see every whale, every break of the water. It's up. It doesn't go in storage. She takes it wherever she goes. Because they say you can buy 2 pieces of minky and put them right sides together, sew it around it, leave an opening, pull them inside out, just run a top stitch around the outside edge and give them as gifts. But I go, that's like it's cheaper than a quilt, but it's still, I guess, coming up with that, because it's like $24 a yard for some of that minky. And I'm sure you could probably get it more. When I go to the minky section at the store, I call it the petting zoo because it's so soft. It is super soft. And then when you get it all done, I recommend that either take it outside and shake to get any little loose fibers off, or run it through the dryer. I didn't do that on one of mine, and I went to bed and I had little fibers up my nose. It was not a peaceful night's sleep. I was like, but I have nobody coming to my house tonight. Melinda says she's going out to her brother's. First, you know how much it's worth. Yeah. Well, it's like, I sold that one quilt to that Terry because I knew he would use it. But the only thing, it didn't cost me that much, but I didn't want him to think I was giving it to him. Well, I practically did. I might as well say that. Because I sold it to him for $150. But it was just tied. It wasn't quilted. And he loved it. He says, that's the only blanket I use now. So I was glad. I hope his son appreciates it. Or is his son just going to chuck it? But you just never know, because he passed away. And I'm not going to tell the son. Okay, now on the ears, these little squares go on the same part. See if I can find that pin that doesn't have a sharp point. Yes. When I pulled out my pet quilt the other night when Alani was here, I says, who sleeps under this? She goes, me. And it's not pink minky. Because normally everything she does has to be pink. Yep. Take the pin out of my hand. But I forgot. Back to how's Patty G doing? And did you get all the post office workers all settled in what they're supposed to be charging? I heard somebody got one from Patty G. Now, my dog didn't like the minky as well as just the cotton or the fleece. He liked the fleece. He took my Wicked Witch of the Wizard of Oz quilt, the Wicked Witch of the West. I call it my self-portrait. My Chihuahua Palm Mix. He loved that blanket. And then my palm, she didn't care as long as she was always on it, not under it, on it. Okay, which way do these ears go? This one goes out there. It's like, I can't picture it backwards. Okay, that one and that one. So this goes here. And then this will go here. My dogs didn't chew on my quilts, but I made each of them a quilt. Tuffy's last one, because I started making his when he started going downhill, but he just got his fleece blanket. And he's buried with it. Oreo has her fleece blanket too. So mine have both been buried with theirs. June washes hers before she gifts them. I know we have I have issues with the soap. So if I was to wash them, I'd still tell them, highly recommend to wash them. Because they might not like my soap. But I just put them through the dryer with a very wet towel and steam them wrinkle with a fabric softener sheet. That's how I call it seasoning the quilt. See, I already forgot how I was putting this. But we all do different. Because even when Austin's clothes is here washing, his laundry soap, I can't do it. I had a leader. I lost it. Had. Hence the word. Had. Maybe I should put it on a retractable cord. It's probably on the floor somewhere. Does anybody else make quilts for holidays? Or am I the only unusual? Melinda thinks I'm terrible because I do it. Because it makes her want it. And I already seen one I want to make. Another one for Easter. Can't have the same one out every single year. Ooh, Marla's going to the Longhorn for dinner. Bye, Marla. Enjoy. It's like nothing flat, another rabbit. Bunny, whichever I call it. See, another rabbit. Gotta quit hitting my mouse. Yeah, they're very quick and easy. And like I said, if you want to make a table runner, they're very quick. Like, had one little thing sticking out there. But here's the two I made today. Oh, and I made them both the same direction. But it's like, there. No, that's the one that was ready made. There. There. You can put them back to back or ear tip to ear tip. Hi, Kathleen. But my next tulip, I got to make it a little bit littler because it's got to come in at. Well, thank you, Kathleen. Because they have to fit in the same 6.5-inch space. And my cutting board got all turned around. I like having my 1 down here in this corner. So if I need to quick measure, I don't have to count backwards. Because there's 6.5 by 8.5. So I have to make the next tulip fit behind. See, I have a whole bunch of rabbits. They're everywhere. I should throw them all around the room. But I need to have where 2 fit beside. So I'm going to make a narrower one, maybe just a littler one, and then have more stuff up top. More room for the bumblebee or the butterfly. Oh, thank you, Della. She loves this teaching channel. But it's like, see, against this one, I think I brought, well, kind of dulls the yellow down. But it depends on what colors where. And then you just keep adding and adding. But it's like, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 rabbits now. And then I want to hunt for like pastel or, because I don't know what rabbit's eyes are, but I just want to put 2 tiny buttons on, I think, for eyeballs. This one's going to be a quilt. Because it's like, you put this right below. Heck, I even grabbed the right ones. And that way, they take up the same space, and I can still use the cornerstones. Because the cornerstone, the strip goes between. keep losing all these cornerstones. And the piece. They're just sitting out a few pieces so the person sees what it's going to look like. Because with the cornerstone, it just breaks it up. Okay, June's going to... I'll take chicken strips with gravy. Might as well put my order in, right? But I just wanted to come on for a little bit. There. But your cornerstones, you can even pick something that doesn't really go with it. I had some of this orange vintage, only a little bit of it left. So if I don't use it on here, it's going to go to Marla, because I don't need these little tiny. So I have 4 of them. But I was just cutting up fabric I had. Well, Sheila, it would just be 4 rabbits with the sashing around it is all I did. I got to get into that closet where I put it. And then I'll bring it out and have a picture of the table runner. But it's like, I guess I could go this way. And if you want, with the sashing just goes around it. And the cornerstones. But you just do the 3. And then what I quilted, the way I quilted was by the lines here. And then come over, figured out about what half was, and then just finished that. And then I did the same thing on this one. I took back and forth. And then in here, I just did the wiggle. Hi, Deb. Yeah, I dropped all sorts of things. My floor I always have to look for afterwards. When I had my little Oreo, I just had to go look in the backyard, see if she saved any of it. I dropped a block once and she took off with it. But it's like, I have a whole bunch of these cut from fabric that I had. But once you make these blocks, it's just simple, And then if you want another color around it, add to it. But what I see on the TV is very bright, or on the computer. But this isn't even a good cotton fabric. This is something I think my grandma had made a dress out of. It's kind of silky. But I love the color purple that it is. And then on adding the tulips, I'm going to applique an Easter egg back down here. And then we was talking yesterday, bumblebees and butterflies could be flying, because there's only going to be 1 set of tulips per row, because this is, I think, 6 wide, 8 long, and then the sashings. And then I do have stuff if I want to put a border that's pastel-y. It's all in my head still. But I need to make like a 3-inch wide to go with this one because I put white between them. Here's one with white between. This one is cut to fit, except for length. There. See, this one's wider, this one's narrower. But that's what tulips do. They're not all the same size. They don't grow the same height. This one has a long, skinny stem. This one's got a longer stem. But it's just something to play with. Use the imagination, which I guess I have quite the imagination. Any other questions? Because I did a couple different layouts. And if I do figure out everything for a table runner, I could let you know, Sheila. Because I don't write anything down. I could make several table runners and they might all be different from this one to that one. Because I think I did 2 rabbits facing one way and 2 rabbits facing the other way. I think is what I did. Terry says no. I know Terry needs no more projects either. This is in my UFO list. Get this bunny quilt done. This fabric here is more special. This is from Vicky Lemire that we lost last year to cancer. She had sent me some fabric, and this was one of them. And I might put this, see if I have enough to put a small border around the whole quilt. Then it would mean even more. But I know I have enough if I wanted to for the sashing or the binding. Because she had sent me a yard of it. And I only cut 1 4.5-inch strip off of it. Because that's all you need is 4.5 inches. 4.5 by 4.5, 2.5 by 4.5, 2.5 by 4.5. So it doesn't take a whole lot of color. It takes more, the same amount with your background's the 2.5 with the 10 little. So very little fabric. It's a good scrap buster. And that's what I'm doing with a lot of these. They're just scraps. But, well, I'm going to go sit down and do something inventive until I think Pieces, Love, and Quilting is supposed to be on in 2 hours for me, I think it is. And then I'll watch her. But I'm going to be in my easy chair. Yeah, you just keep sewing those itty bitty 1/4-inch pieces, Terry. Aren't you glad you get to start with a bigger piece to get down to those little ones? She's FPPing. If people come on that don't know quilting terms, they probably wonder what she has wrong. I should put my EPP next to my chair so when I watch Courtney later. Yeah. It's like I was going to make that one bear that I made for my husband just so because he says, how come he gets it? I says, it's a newborn baby. Can't they have something? Yeah, Terry, you have to tell Kathleen or put the link up for the Then she'd see it for sure. And Gayla, you have a nice night. And she has all sorts of lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. And they have flowers and in their hair. It's on Kathy's page. So she'll post a new one. That's good. You're gonna get the at least the piecing together. Yeah, and Gladys has her live tomorrow. She'll have to put what time and her link up there, or information up there, because I'm lost on this time zone. And then Courtney has another one tomorrow also. Supposed to. I haven't looked up any further in there. But I want to thank everybody for coming over. 4 p.m. Central, and it's 2 o'clock my time. I remember Kathy saying that one, but I never remember. But everybody have a good time, and thank you for coming. And we'll see you someplace along the route. Okay. Bye, everybody.